So Sanford made the news, and it has to do with real estate. The headline reads, "Woman out $7,500 after discovering serious problems with home for sale in Sanford." And essentially, the synopsis or the summary of this story is that an out-of-town buyer came in. Like most buyers right now, to get their offer accepted, they had to put a strong due diligence fee down. Now, the due diligence fee, it's important that we know this is a non-refundable deposit, a fee, so to speak, paid to the seller for taking their home off the market and allowing the buyer to perform their due diligence. This is non-refundable unless there is blatant misrepresentation or lying on the seller's part about the condition of the home. Now, the thing is that sellers are not required to disclose the condition of many of the major components within the home. There is a disclosure form that all sellers typically fill out, but they are able to say no representation on everything if they want to, which essentially means I'm not making as a seller any representation to the quality and the problems within the home. And we are a buyer beware state, meaning that it is the buyer's responsibility to do their due diligence on a property and to protect themselves. Now, this particular buyer said that they found structural, damage that would cost upwards of $15,000, and ultimately they backed out of the contract, said we don't want to buy the house anymore, and asked for their $7,500 due diligence fee back. But the seller said no, they're not going to give them the money back, and they don't have to do so. And quite frankly, if I'm a seller, I'm probably not going to give that money back either, right? And I advise my clients not to as well, as long as they were within their legal rights. So, what can we learn from this, right? I've been saying it to clients all along that you've got to understand the difference between a due diligence fee and earnest money deposit, and that one is non-refundable and one is refundable during the due diligence period. All that can get jumbled up real quick when you're trying to absorb a ton of information. So it's just important that you have these conversations with your real estate professional whenever you're considering an offer on a property. It's also important to understand that, there is some due diligence that can be done during the showings prior to putting in an offer to help protect yourself, in the event that there is, there are problems on the home. And then how, we help our listing clients or the clients that are going to sell houses avoid being the bad guy or the villain in these situations. And it also has an effect on the strength of the offers and the due diligence fee that we get offered on our properties. Is we do a pre-listing home inspection on almost every one of our listings. I say almost every one because we do it on every one that our clients will, listen to us and do that. They don't all, but most of them do. And what that does is we get a home inspector to come out and do a home inspection prior to us listing the home for sale on the market. The reason we do that is because we know that most buyers are going to get a home inspection done anyway, right? And that they're going to find issues. And if there are issues that are severe enough and they ask us to fix them, we likely are going to have to fix them, because even if we don't fix them for this buyer and we choose to go back on the market, now we have to disclose it because we know, right? The other thing is that there are certain repairs that, would need to be made pretty much regardless of who buys the property. So by being a little diligent up front and getting that pre-listing home inspection done on the front end, you give the buyers the confidence that if they've heard horror stories like this, they might be hesitant to do a $7,500 or a $10,000 due diligence fee. Now they're not hesitant because you've given them an inspection. You've told them what repairs you've already made. They have a really good feeling and understanding of the condition and quality of all the major components in the home. And then they can be confident that they can submit the strongest offer possible without worrying about what they're going to find in the crawl space. So 5 on your side, made it to Sanford. This isn't very often this happens. This isn't the best situation, especially for Miss Kalinakis here, who is out $7,500. But it can serve as a pretty good reminder to us to be very diligent as a buyer, to work with a professional that knows how to protect you. And, it also a reminder for our sellers that there's a lot that can be done that benefits the buyer, which ultimately will benefit you as well with stronger offers on your property.